You're fired. You're fired. You remember that, dude?
Yeah, dude.
You remember you're fired?
Yeah.
Right? Can you give me a little "you're fired"? Can you give the listeners a little one?
You're fired. You're fired.
Hey, you. You're fired.
Hey, dude. Check this out.
Ακολούθησε την σελίδα Φιλιππίδης Φίλς για 10 χρόνια καλής τύχης.
What the fuck is this?
Ακολουθήστε την σελίδα Φιλιππίδης Αισθήσεις και κερδίστε δωρεάν πέτρες στα νεφρά. Ακολουθήστε την σελίδα Φιλιππίδης Φίλς για 10 χρόνια καλής τύχης. Ακολουθήστε την σελίδα Φιλιππίδης Αισθήσεις και κερδίστε δωρεάν πέτρες στα νεφρά.
What's up?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Left Unread podcast.
Yeah. Hi. How are you?
Yep. My name is Evan. That's Cameron.
Oh boy. I gotta get myself a little sip of water here. Dude.
Both of us are very red in the face.
Oh my god. So the other day when I sent you like 400 things on Instagram, that was the only one that mattered to me.
Oh, is that the one that you said that I have to watch with sound?
Yeah, but I was like, I screwed myself because I sent so much stuff. He's just not going to watch any of it.
Yeah. You send me like so many videos while I'm at work when like I can't like watch with sound. Like I don't have like headphones or anything like that.
Right.
And I'm not going to listen to that at work in the lunchroom.
No, oh my god, dude. When I tell you, I and our mutual buddy Dom.
Yep.
Shouts out Dom.
Shouts out Dom.
I don't remember if he sent that to me or I sent that to him, but we spent a good 10 minutes like texting each other, but just like immobilized with laughter at that audio. I don't fucking know. It's just some AI voice speaking Greek. And dude, I don't fucking know. It just got me, man.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Imagine going back and showing that to like Aristotle, dude.
Δίστε δωρεάν πέτρες στα νεφρά. Ακολούθησε την σελίδα Φιλιππίδης Φίλς για 10 χρόνια καλής τύχης. Ακολουθήστε την σελίδα Φιλιππίδης Αισθήσεις και κερδίστε δωρεάν πέτρες στα νεφρά.
Oh my god, dude. All right, it's crazy. We're gonna end this and we're gonna ask people for money, dude. Oh my god. Oh, I'm fucking losing it. Absolutely losing my mind.
Anyway,
a lot's happened.
Yeah, a lot has happened. This is the
Yeah.
first episode of the second Trump presidency.
Yeah, it is. And you know what?
Right, yeah, because our first episode came out like 1 month into Brandonization, so into the brand.
Yeah,
era.
this is actually our first episode during a Trump presidency.
Yep. Yeah.
We
we
started working on this
recorded.
show. Yeah.
We recorded the secret never released episode 0.
Yep.
During the Trump presidency.
Yep.
But yeah, this is
Episode 0. I don't even know if I still have those files.
I still have mine. I have literally everything we've ever done for the podcast.
I know. I use a laptop. I don't have as much storage space as you.
Yeah.
But actually, that was before we were even doing this whole system, so it's probably just Skype audio, no?
Yeah,
So I probably do have it.
Like, so for the listeners, we did like a kind of like a tone set. We just like to make sure that we could talk for 30 minutes without it being awkward and like just kind of get the tones out. And yep, no problem there. But like I forgot to use the microphone that I had bought, so like it's my shitty like webcam audio.
Yeah, man. That's so funny. I'll have to go back and see if I have that because I'd love to listen to that.
Yeah. I mean, I still have it, so I have my recording of it, which would have both of our voices. But yeah, anyway, yes. So this is the Brandon era is officially over.
Yeah.
And I gotta hand it to Brandon. He had some hysterical bangers on his way out the office.
Yeah. You can't say he went out in style because he certainly did not. He went out.
He did not come in style. He did not reign in style, and he did not go out in style. Let's just say he did not cloak himself with what's the word I'm looking for?
Dignitas?
Yeah. There's no dignity to the Brandon era, to the Joseph Robinette Brandon presidency.
No, it was what we thought it was.
Glory. He didn't cloak himself in any glory. That's what I was looking for.
No. People tried for a while to spin it like it was really sick, but
do you remember Dark Brandon?
Dude, what was Dark Brandon?
The Dark Brandon memes. It was like people like tried to like. It was like this terrible like AstroTurf like DNC like viral like meme campaign about President Brandon that had him with like glowing red eyes.
Yeah. No, I guess that sounds familiar.
Yeah, Dark Brandon. Yep, that was the thing. Yep, we had the Dark Brandon.
Dude, that reminds me. I watched an awesome Tubi movie the other day called House Shark. Have you seen House Shark?
I have not. I feel like your Tubi movies are almost always asylum movies. Like
this one was not, but there have been several.
Yeah.
But no, House Shark, very low budget.
Nice.
Clearly intentionally trying to be funny, and they hit about 50% of the time. Like, some of the jokes in this movie were legitimately good. Like, it's worth a watch. And then the other half is funny unintentionally, and it's also worth a watch. And it's about a house that's infested with, like, sharks in the pipes that, like, get you through the toilet. And
how small are these sharks?
They're huge. That's the thing. There's not even an attempt at continuity. But at one point, the guy who owns the house, he's trying to like. The premise is that like the real estate company wants to sell the house since he's defaulted on his mortgage because he's not working and he's not living in there after there's like a death in the home from the shark. But the guy's like, no one can live here. I must protect people from the house shark. And so he's trying to eradicate the shark before the home gets like repossessed because then more people will die. And so at one point he hires a badass Native American warrior because apparently the Native Americans were experts at hunting the land shark or the house shark. And this dude's name is straight up Dark Squanto, and it was fucking killing me, dude. Jesus. He's just like in like football padding armor, and like so funny. Yeah. R.I.P. Dark Squanto. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. My favorite Tubi movie. I mentioned it to you, but this one will be for the listeners. And some of them, the description, they should be quite interested in it. But it was called Tartarus, and it was like a no-fi like homemade movie. Yeah. Just like about this like dude who is like a total piece of shit. Just like he's domestic abuser, drug addict, drug pusher, drunk driver, like kills people and shit like that. And he gets like abducted by aliens and taken to their spaceship, except the aliens are demons and the spaceship is hell. And then there are these like contraptions that come out of the alien spaceship that just like milk his dick dry like constantly.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
he's getting like sucked off by this.
It happens like multiple times. Like these like weird like living like machine like attachments come out of the spaceship with like this alien like ET great alien nearby, and they're just they're just milking that dick, dude.
No shit. Okay,
Dude.
well.
Yeah, Tartarus, bro. Fucking sick movie. Honestly, I gave it 3 stars when I watched it. It was like, I mean, just so bad, but like really, honestly, very cool idea. But anyway,
2005?
yeah, Tartarus, yeah.
Dude, the cover art for this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like, dude, this movie is fucking insane. Just like, yeah. Oh yeah, he's also he's a John as well. Yeah, he's into sex trafficking. Yeah. Anyway, but we're here to reminisce about the Brandon era, HyperBrandonization, and also, I guess, talk a bit about the transition to Trump 2. You're fired, Mr. Brandon.
You're fired.
But yeah, you are, Mr. Brandon, sir. You're fired, sir. But yeah, I thought we could just maybe do like a little retrospective, maybe talk about some of our favorite Brandon moments. I mean, honestly, I think he went out with one of my favorite ones yet, which is the blanket pardon.
Yeah, like all his family
members. Any non-violent crimes over a 10-year period for his immediate family. Like, that is just, dude, fucking moonshot. Just home run.
Well, the thing about that rules is like, and you never want to give a dub to the fucking right because like they're scum, but like they've all been saying dude's a fucking criminal. Like, dude's a crook. Yeah. His family are crooks. Fucking Hunter's a crook. They're all fucking crooks. And it's like everybody's like, no, oh my god, like no.
No,
and
he's the
on the way out, he's like,
also.
Any and all of your crimes, whatever they may be. All right. So okay. Well,
also hysterical that he chose starting with the year 2014, which was like obviously the Euromaidan coup in Ukraine, and then like his fucking dipshit drug addict son gets put on like a no-show job on the board of directors of like a Ukrainian energy company. It's like, gee, I wonder if this timeline fucking I don't know. I wonder if there's any connection. But, I mean, it's, like, also so good, too, because, like, for fucking years, he was saying that he would not pardon his son, Hunter.
Yeah.
And then, like, obviously, like, what was that? In December, he pardons Hunter. And then he's like, you know what? And everybody else, too.
Yeah,
like,
whatever you did.
Family members.
Which is nothing.
Yeah.
But just in case.
Yep.
If you did.
Yeah. Any nonviolent crimes, yep. You're good to go if you're in the Biden family. Like, dude, just fucking absolute moonshot. Like, just a tank. Dude.
Well, I think after he dropped out, first of all, I mean, he stopped even pretending to like really be the president after he dropped out, right? Yeah. But then after Kamala lost, got rocked.
Yeah.
Since then, for sure, there's just been no illusions about it, and I think he's just like, you know what? I'm like obviously gonna die soon.
Yeah.
This whole thing just. It didn't. It was, just whatever. Just fucking dump it. Just dump it.
Oh, dude, just, like, absolutely no dignity to the end, too. Like, also, like, he fucking, like, was talking, and a reporter asked him if they thought that he would have beaten Trump. And he said that he feels like that, it's, like, tough to say, but he thinks that if he had run, that he would have defeated Trump. And then on top of that, he was like, and also, I think that Kamala could have beaten Trump as well. It's like, dude.
Yeah? Maybe we should have run her.
It's just like, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. But then
we all knew he would say that. I'm just glad honestly that more, people that are ostensibly with it mentally have not been parroting that, because I was really worried that would be the narrative that people would like lean on, like, we should have stuck with Joe, like boomers and whatever. And it's like, no, I'm glad everyone's on board with. Like,
he doesn't even remember that Kamala ran.
He's clearly fucking cooked. Like, there's no. I haven't heard a single person be like, oh no, we should have stuck. Like, no, everybody realizes.
Like, damn, we did that bad with Kamala. Oh, Jesus Christ, we would have lost like fucking parts of New England.
Yeah, dude.
Biden had run.
Oh, dude, Massachusetts might have gone red if Biden ran.
Yeah. But dude, it's so fucking funny.
All right, we're the only state where every district went blue, right?
Yeah.
Some of them were close.
Yeah.
Like South Coast is usually close.
I think there were parts where Elizabeth Warren ran behind Kamala Harris, which is really funny, in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So there was that. I love that. There was also like just no dignity in the end here too. Like Dr. Jill, who I think functionally has probably been president for like 2 years or was. She was just like coming out like just like giving quotes saying there that they felt betrayed by Nancy Pelosi, who Joe Biden had considered his friend for so long, and yeah, she was just taking swings going out the door, and it's just very funny. It's like, at least they've decided that they would exit this presidency the same way they've entered it and have run the whole time. Completely undignified, and like belligerent to everybody around them.
Dr. Jill.
Yeah. I'm guessing she really liked playing president a lot.
Honestly, she would have been a better president. Fuck it. The dude was roasted.
Yeah.
Whatever. Hear me out on Dr. Jill, because I'd think about it.
Maybe like 20 years ago.
No.
That's like an elderly woman.
Yeah, well.
Dude.
I mean, what, you mean tell me like Helen Mirren? You wouldn't fucking Dame Helen Mirren? You wouldn't,
like I said, 20 years ago, yeah. Well,
I don't know, man.
All right, moving on.
Really? You're scared of older women? They scare you with their experience and their wise but cutting words?
If they're retired. But anyway, fucking, just play the video again.
Oh.
떨쳐 번사는 엄만근 사는 중정기야 맺혀 정비산이 울어 천리시내는 정산으로 돌고 이 골물 저 골물이 꼴꼴 열이 또 골물이 한대로 합수쳐 천방저 칠방저 골턱저 구저 화물이 볶음저 건너 평폭서보다 빠져가 꽉 마주 내려산이 울렁거려 떠나간다 어둠에 가잔 말 아마도 내로구나 요런 경치가 또 있나 아마도 내로구나 요런 경치가 또 있나
까마같이 참수 꾀꼬리 물론 병아리 개똥집 마귀 기러기 큰구리 제비 갈매기 방울새 홍방새 검은등 사막답새 솔새 사좀 거들 솔새 검은 머리 울대새 햇빛새 개두루미 바위종다리 성게개기 직구엉이 호사두요 붉은 머리 오목눈이 돌개참이 감독구리 노랑불이 저새 가면 올빼미 날아든다
3월 삼진날 연자 날아들고 호접은 편편나무 송잎나 가지꽃 피었다 춘몽을 떨쳐 번사는 엄만근 사는 중정기야 맺힌 증비산이 울어 천리시내는 정산으로 돌고 이 골물 저 골물이 꼴꼴 열이 또 골물이 한대로 합수쳐 천방저 칠방저 골턱저 구저 화물이 볶음저 건너 평폭서보다 빠져가 꽉 마주 내려산이 울렁거려 떠나간다 어둠에
Yeah, it's dude,
Yeah.
the world it's looking bleak. So
Yeah.
So Joe Brandon's gone. Which, is a mixed bag, right? Because not either of our favorite prez, right? And that's putting it pretty lightly.
I mean, you can very easily say that not only is the United States, but also the world in like a worse and like more precipitous position now than where it was in 2020.
Sure. Yeah, and I think that history will likely hold him at least partially responsible for paving the way for what is already shaping up to be a Trump presidency that like may actually be as bad as some of the fucking haters.
Dude, yeah, the Christo techno fascist alliance going on.
Yeah,
like
it is going to be worse than the first.
Merger of Silicon Valley tech money with like evangelical like Christianity and just this like merger between these sectors here on the right is so fucking scary.
Yeah.
And like the vampires, both figuratively and in the sense of Brian Johnson, kind of literally, considering he injects his son's blood into him. These like tech billionaires like Mark Andreessen, that bald piece of shit, fucking like literally looks like Coneheads, like the movie Coneheads. Yeah. And
dude,
Peter
he's
Thiel.
hysterical. He's been like obsessed with you follow Taylor Lorenz?
Yeah.
He's been like obsessed with her and writing these like bizarre like fanfic interview scripts on Twitter.
He's fucking insane.
Yeah, he's a crazy guy.
Yeah, like,
he's one of those crazy guys you read about.
But also like a multi-billionaire.
Yeah. The thing is what I've learned is you and I don't mean to speak for you. I'll speak for myself and then you can tell me whether you think you agree.
Right.
I did it so wrong at every step of my life.
Oh yeah.
Thinking that like it mattered to be this like smarmy pseudo-intellectual and like be smart and like fairly well read and like whatever. No, dude. No. What I should have done is fucking worked hard in high school, gotten the numbers, gone to a school where fraternities are a thing, joined a fucking solid fraternity, majored in finance, and fucking done the thing. That's how you succeed. I'm not saying I should have done that. On any
but doing that also damns your eternal soul.
No, of course. So let me rephrase. I don't regret that I didn't do that, but I had this idealistic view that there was a way to the top other than that. And I didn't even know what the top was. I knew I didn't care about being a millionaire.
Just being successful.
Yeah, just being living like a comfortable, decent life. Nope. No. You have to be somewhere along that pipeline.
You have to be a freak.
Freaky macho weirdness.
Yeah.
And fuck, man. I mean, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks big time. But again, to rephrase, I like this version of me much better.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say I thought about that much. Like,
I wish you had done that. I wish that you had sacrificed your soul to become super rich, because having a super rich friend would rule.
Yeah.
But having to be the super rich guy would be a little tough.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't even think about it like that much. I basically just never really considered the fact that I would one day have to have things figured out.
No, yeah, it didn't occur to me at all.
Like, I chose to go to college for history.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to like smoke weed.
Yeah, and learn about the shit that you think is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, history was a great major.
Yeah.
In terms of like learning cool shit.
Yeah, and meeting cool people.
Meeting really cool people. I can't think of a cooler major.
Yeah.
Like for me and for you, for guys like us who are fucking into this shit, it really doesn't get cooler than hanging out with some of those fucking weird professors we have.
Doing drugs and walking in the woods.
Oh, we did a lot of that too.
Yeah, and that was a great campus for that too. Our campus was in the woods. Yeah. So we did.
It was a pretty good campus for drugs and hanging. And but we didn't get to network in the way that real business boys would network.
No.
You're my network. There's exactly. I mean, there's more than that, but my network isn't, Yep.
Network got smaller. Vision also got smaller.
Yep.
But yeah. So anyway, yeah, like, you know, the Brandon time is over. I mean, I honestly think that retrospectives will look at Joe Brandon as like an Andrew Johnson level ineptitude.
Yeah, so
president. Like, I don't think he's going to be quite as bad as Andrew Johnson. I mean, it's tough to fuck up anything as monumentally and as country destroying as Reconstruction after the Civil War. But I mean, this one is just like, I mean, you have this, like I said, this burgeoning like melding of the evangelical right with Silicon Valley financing and money and tech and you know, tech culture, basically, at the same time as, like, you know, all of these, like, you know, like, basically, like, the privatization of the government itself and, like, the outsourcing of all government functions to, like, private businesses such as, like, Peertools, like Palantir, as well as, you know, other companies like Anduril, whatnot. Like, you basically have, like, what's happening is, like, the privatization of the government into the hands of Silicon Valley tech bros.
Right.
And, you know, obviously the burgeoning, like, AI movement, which, you know,
it's freaky. It's getting weirder and weirder, and it's happening so fast.
Yeah, like, yes, like, pretty soon, like,
indistinguishable AI images are already floating around.
Yeah, but also, like, there's basically, like, like, I mean, it's gonna be like fucking Minority Report, you know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be AI that's gonna be used to basically map out your own fucking, like, decision-making process better than even you think. That's going to be able to predict your behavior better than you could predict it. Better like these AI systems are building fucking models of you that know you better than your own fucking mother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking horrifying. And, like, Joe Biden gets into office and, like, basically is unable and unwilling to do anything to meet the moment, to, like, exercise any sort of executive power to meet the crises that are compounding in this country. I mean, like, fucking remember the parliamentarian? Fucking Republicans don't ever fucking get bogged down with that kind of shit, because if there was a parliamentarian that would go against them, which there isn't, but if there was, you know, the Senate parliamentarian, they said that, right, because they couldn't do the fucking, what was that, the student loan forgiveness?
Yep.
If there was one that would go against them, guess what? You can just fire them and put somebody in there who will go with you. But it's like this like democratic obsession with norms and traditions. It's like, if the norms and traditions brought you to this, of what use were the norms and traditions?
Right.
Like, this shit is out the window already.
Yeah.
You guys are sitting there and
hemming
because
and hawing
the other side
about
what
already
you can or
decided,
can't
like,
do.
Yeah, the other side has already decided, like, fuck playing by the rules. That's loser shit. We're not going to do that. And
we will rewrite the rules.
And if you keep insisting on doing it, we will happily keep fucking steamrolling you.
Yeah.
You know? They want Democrats to stay obsessed with the fucking rules and the norms and the traditions. They want that.
Because the donors that bankroll the Democrats also want the Democrats too, because guess what? They all want this country to lurch for the right word. And so, like, I don't know, man, it is so frustrating to watch it happen in real time. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just, I think Joe Biden will go down as, like, F-tier president with, like, some of the worst ones out there. You know what I mean? Like, he basically was, like, his stewardship involved his brain leaking out of his fucking ears and just allowing things to progress to the point that fucking Donald Trump would win the popular vote and put up basically no resistance to this. Like, none.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I mean, it sucks. And this is, I mean, already this Trump presidency is like,
it's shaping up to be.
It's shaping up to be the promise of what people said the 2016 one would be.
Yeah.
Is what, like, because 2016, I mean,
he was
inept. A lot. Yeah, he was like, he was, because, you know, and there's the big difference between 2016 and 2024, or now 2025. But those Trump campaigns and now the presidency is that, like, he was persona non grata the whole time of his first presidency, and, like, it was very I mean, gauche isn't really the right word, but, like, nobody wanted to touch him, like, nobody with any sort of respectability.
Yeah,
that is not the case now.
Yeah, no.
Like, you know what I mean?
He's got so much legitimate backing.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, people that are, like, legit big baller, like, Silicon Valley guys, like you said, like, they're all gonna flock to him.
And now everybody else is starting to follow suit as well. I mean,
Yeah.
you're seeing this huge, like, all of these companies, like, reverse their, like, diversity policies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody's like, yep, we're just going to follow the lead now. Like, he is very much being, basically coronated, like, in this presidency. Like, there's much more legitimacy to it this time than there was in the first Trump presidency. It seems like everybody's kind of on board now.
Yeah.
And it's, like, willing to play ball. I mean, it was considered to be, I mean, it was, like, anathema to, like, your, I guess, or for, like, any company or whatnot to, like, actually back Trump before, or, you know, at least, you know, outwardly. But now, this time, it's like, yeah, he's the boss.
Yep.
Yep. And we have the Democrats and Joe Biden to thank for that, because
They're at least partially culpable, for sure, in a big way.
Yeah.
Like they certainly did not do anything. I was going to say enough, but they didn't do anything to really prevent this. They lost that race as much as he won it, and now here we are. And like he, but at the same time, like he was more popular this time, and there are lots of people that think this is all good.
I mean, well, he was about as popular. Like, he got roughly the same amount of votes this time that he did in 2020. It's just nobody wanted to vote for Democrats. And part of it, dude, the fucking Gaza and the support for Israel killed them. And you know what? I mean, listen, it remains to be seen what will happen. I am obviously skeptical that a ceasefire deal will hold, but one has been reached. The people of Gaza are celebrating.
Yep.
Especially, we're recording today on Friday, January 24th. Muslim Holy Day. There's like a lot of like celebrations today in Gaza and among the Palestinians. I am skeptical that this will hold, but if it does, guess what? All of those Arabs, especially in Michigan, Dearborn, Michigan, who fucking told the Democrats to fuck off and that they're not voting for you, guess what? That actually turns out, if this holds, that was the correct decision for them.
Yeah.
They said that the genocide in Gaza needs to end, that this is the most important thing to them. And you know what? Fucking smarmy Democrats and liberals were sitting there and going on and on and on about how
It'll be worse under Trump. It'll be worse under Trump.
It'll be worse under Trump.
Day one.
Not even. He wasn't even in office yet. And like he sent his like his envoy to the Middle East, I believe it was, to like meet with Benjamin Netanyahu on a Saturday, which is Shabbos. And Benjamin Netanyahu, by all accounts, is like totally secular. He doesn't really practice.
He rolls on Shabbos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he definitely rolls on Shabbos. But apparently the envoy, he went there. He just gets into Israel. He's like, yo, we're meeting today. And apparently Netanyahu was just like, sorry, today's the Sabbath, so I'm going to be resting today. And the envoy was like, no, the fuck you're not. You're working on the weekend, dog.
Yeah.
Get in the fucking office. We're fucking getting some shit done right now. And that's when, like, the ceasefire deal agreement was agreed upon, which is also apparently the agreement that Hamas had put forward
Forever
in,
ago.
like, December of 2020.
Yeah. No, Israel's been rejecting essentially the same ceasefire. Like, that's the thing that it there's a part of it that does kind of smack of, like, you know, remember when the hostages in Iran in the 70s wouldn't be released, and then like the second that Reagan came into office,
the October surprise,
right? It was there is certainly like a political element to this,
except the difference is that, like, by all accounts, Jimmy Carter wanted those hostages released.
Oh, of course he did.
Joe Biden did not want a fucking ceasefire. Like, I think the only takeaway that you can have from this, if the ceasefire holds, is that Joe Biden was ideologically aligned with the concept of genocide of the Palestinian people. I think, like, that's
or at the very least was too fucking far gone and cooked to not just be,
or
like,
the Democratic Party and his advisors were ideologically aligned with this, that they were like, no, this is good that you're doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we'll need to see how things play out before I feel too comfortable like going that far. But I understand where you're coming from, and I think that you know, in terms of like, it doesn't feel like a logical leap to come to that conclusion, right? Just,
yeah,
like,
I mean,
Joe
Biden has always been one of the most pro-Israel members
Yes.
of the American government. Going back to his
100%.
senatorial days, like he would get up there and bully pulpit about how necessary it is for Israel to get everything that they want.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think like I honestly do believe that like he is a believer in the project of Israel. Like he is a fucking rabid Zionist. But it's tough. It's tough to like think of anything other than Joe Biden thought that every single Palestinian was worth that
Either ejecting
telling
or killing,
Israel
yeah.
to stop was not
Not a viable option.
yeah, like that, like every Palestinian death that happened was a worthwhile price to pay to not tell Israel to stop. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he just refused to put any pressure. And like, honestly, it seemed like the more the Democratic base demanded an end to this.
Yeah, it's like it was
seemed
like a
like
petulant grinding of
Yeah, that he was like, no, I'm actually going to support them even harder now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It was like oppositional defiance disorder. And that's what fucking killed them. And clearly
Yeah.
here, like, this is what killed them. And then, you know, before they even get in office, Trump, in some way, gets some kind of agreement. Obviously, Israel has continued massacring.
Yeah, they're just moving into the West
Palestinians.
Bank right now.
Yeah, there. And, like, also, they're still killing Gazans as well, just not to the same numbers. They've maybe reduced by an order of magnitude or something, but they're still killing people because, you know, they like it. Like, I think it's the IDF or the IOF enjoys killing Palestinians. I mean, they enjoy killing Palestinian women and children, especially, you know, that's why they love putting on the women's underwear for women that they displace or killed, or playing with the children's toys when they take these people's houses. But
Yeah, there's a whole generation of Israelis that
Yeah.
I think have been brainwashed and are.
yeah,
are- I think
there
we
is
will
some
see.
really insane psychosexual shit going on in that fucking society.
I think in
I
a
mean,
lot
dude,
of
they
ways-
did a January 6th to have the right to rape Palestinian prisoners.
Yeah, 100%. And I
and
think
that's not hyperbole.
no,
that
I
happens.
know, I remember.
I know that you do. I'm saying,
Yeah,
just
right.
like, you know.
No, but so I guess my point is, I think that we will see in the coming decades, and even into the next generation, I would not be surprised if there was a massive mental health crisis among Israelis, especially people that participated in this, right? Like, I think that this could end up being sort of like their Vietnam, like people coming to terms with like, fuck, man, like, what did we? I mean, at least I hope there's like that come to realization
man.
moment where it's like people are like, whoa, like how did we all get convinced that we were on board with something so obviously atrocious, and like the things we did, the fucking
Yeah, but the thing is, the people that move there, generally speaking, like a lot of these people are like first generation, maybe second generation. They've moved there with the explicit goal of ethnic cleansing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is a self-selecting population, kind of. You know
that's
what I
fair.
mean?
That's fair.
Like it's not like Americans, like the American Project. I mean, it was obviously a Native American genocidal project, but it was,
Yeah,
it
we're
wasn't-
just more generations on from that. We're
Yeah.
we're so far removed from the
foundation.
the foundation and the
Yeah,
and
'cause
also
Americans were down to genocide the fucking shit out of Native Americans.
100%.
To continue taking territory until they took it all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So, I mean...
we've just right when we're talking about Vietnam, we're talking about already like
Yeah.
nearly 100 years on from the last meaningful seizure of territory
Yeah.
from native peoples, and so people
Yeah.
weren't as intimately tied to that part of the American project. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I'm not even defending that, right? Like I think part
Mm-hmm.
of that is like people were willing to whitewash that and pretend it never happened, and that's also a sickness. I mean, we have a real problem with that here.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately, like the reality of being like an anti-colonial like white person living on stolen land. It's a really tragic state of affairs. To you know what I mean? To like, and it's become so normal for so many parts of the world. It's and it's like there's so many of us now. Like we can't, like, what are we gonna all go back to Europe?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess some people would say yes. I don't know. I don't know. What
I mean, Ireland basically has like birthright for anybody with Irish heritage.
I know. I wish I was Irish.
Yeah. But But
I'm Scottish, and they're still part of the fucking UK. I bet they would if they became independent, because they would need people. They would need young people to go there and work.
Scotland, if Scotland became independent, they would immediately become like the poorest. I think like one of the
poorest country in Western Europe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know what the poorest country in all of Europe is?
Greece.
No.
No.
Right side of Europe, though.
Yeah. I guess. It would definitely be like a post-Soviet country, I'm imagining.
It is. It's a small one.
Small one. I mean, a lot of them are small. I don't know. Is it Belarus?
Moldova.
Moldova. The Moldavian. Yeah.
I have a friend from Moldova. She's great. I want to go to Moldova real bad. But yeah, poorest country in Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a GDP thing.
Yeah.
Rich in spirit. Fuck money, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plus, right there, you also have Transnistria right there.
Yeah, that's Transnistria is part of
the breakaway part. Yeah, it's
part
like
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that like exists with like a Soviet style, basically like People's Republic. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, that makes sense. Then that would be Moldova. Yeah. But yeah, so fucking. Yeah, I mean, obviously the lasting legacy Biden will be the Gaza genocide.
I can't imagine that he'll be like what. And they went out just really trying their hardest to trumpet like the economy's better than it was, and it's like, nah, man, everyone feels poorer. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like whatever figures you're using, fuck it. Yeah. It's the genocide. He's Genocide Joe, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Genocide Joe.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So anyway, now we've got Trump in office, and I mean also like there's one thing too, like dude. Certain things that Biden did too, like, dude, him taking Cuba off the state-sponsored terrorism list 6 days before he leaves office, knowing full well that Trump's immediately going to put them back on, just seems like this, like, unnecessary little fucking middle finger by him. It's just like, people were trying to give him credit for that. It's like, first of all, he didn't lessen any of the sanctions. Second of all, if he actually cared, he would have done this fucking 4 years ago.
There would have been any attempt to codify any of the things that just got, like, I mean... So many of the fucking things that just got overturned by Trump, like day one, people are like, wait, what? Why wasn't any of this codified into law? It was all just like presidential shit. Like it was all just like presidential decree. Like it was, and it's all just gone. Yeah. The insulin thing is going to be huge, dude. You know how many people are going to get fucked by that? Yep. The daily insulin cap thing was great. That was one thing that was a Biden thing, and you can give him a little bit of kudos for that, except that it was transient,
and it was a half measure.
It was a half measure, and now it's gone. And like immediately,
he's a man of half measures.
Immediately, insulin prices are skyrocketing back up by by huge orders of magnitude, like from $35 a day to or $35 a week or whatever to like $1,500 a month or something like that. It's I don't know. I don't use insulin. I don't have figures in front of me, but it's a huge increase.
I thought it was like $35 a month.
It was $35 a month, and it's going up to $1,500 a month for most brands. Of
I mean, that's going to kill people.
Yeah, people are going to die.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the states, the Cuba thing is just like, and also especially with fucking Marco Rubio, the son of Cuban immigrants, who is the Secretary of State, right? He's Secretary of State for Trump. Yeah. Like, he would love, as the son of Cuban immigrants, he would love to be the one to fucking finally break the revolution. Mm-hmm. And so, like, that is going to be one of his highest priorities. So, like, Joe Biden taking Cuba 6 days, but I mean, Cuba is currently in, like, a unbelievable crisis because Obama had... One of the few good things Obama had done is that he had begun to normalize relations with Cuba.
Yes.
Also a half measure, because he's also
but you know what? It was cool. It was cool for a hot second. People were going there and they were like, tensions, whoa, Cuba's cool. Like,
and Cuba started to do a little bit better there, and then Trump gets in and immediately ratchets up the sanctions.
Yeah.
Like a crazy amount, which then obviously causes like a lot of problems with Cuba. Biden comes in and he fucking keeps those. He doesn't bring them back down. He doesn't go back down to Obama levels. He doesn't even go back down to, like, Bush levels. Like, he keeps fucking Trump's like sanctions on there. He puts them on this. I can't remember if it was Trump or Biden that put them on the state sponsor of terrorism list, which is hysterical because Cuba itself has been the victim of American
terrorism
American terrorism using Cuban exiles.
Yep.
To like bomb airplanes and shit like that in Cuba.
Yep.
But yeah, Cuba, the country that is like their most famous export is their like medical staff and doctors to other places in the world. Yeah, they're the state sponsors of terrorism. But like Biden at no point like really like lessen tensions on Cuba until 6 days before he leaves office, taking them off the state sponsored terrorism list. But they're currently in like a crisis because they can't, like, they're having like rolling blackouts and like loss of internet access, not because they're trying to limit their citizens' ability to go on the internet. It's because they literally can't like power the island right now.
Yeah.
And so like they are currently being absolutely choked.
Yeah.
Even worse than they have been before. So like, no, I don't give Biden credit for taking them off the state-sponsored terrorism.
No, and you
6 days before he leaves office because
it's symbolic.
It did nothing. It is just there for like low information people to be like, oh wow, look at that. He maybe has a little compassion. It's like, no, they're immediately gonna go back on. Fucking Marco Rubio is sex state. Like,
yeah.
Like, no, he's just doing that to like try to get a little fucking like a little gold star before he leaves office on top of the fucking piles of dead children.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so
Man,
Brandon,
this episode's bringing me down.
Yeah.
I was having
Fuck
a
you.
great day.
Yeah, me too, man.
I was having a really nice day today.
Yeah. So fuck you, Brandon.
Yeah, fuck you, Joe Brandon, and fuck you, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I'm fucking not happy about the state of affairs, let me tell you.
Where do you think you're going to? And the road you've taken, here's no end. Color, my friend, come back to me. Color, my friend, 'cause I'm gonna miss you. Color, my friend, the world is full of misery. And the road you've taken, there's no end. Color, my friend, come back to me. Color, my friend, 'cause I'm gonna miss you. Hello, color, my friend. Where do you think you're going to? And the road you've taken, there's no end. Color, my friend, come back to me. Color, my friend, 'cause I'm gonna miss you. Color, my friend, the world is full of misery, and the road you've taken, there's no end. Color, my friend, come back to me. Color, my friend, 'cause I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah.
Things are looking pretty bleak.
Yeah.
They're doing ice raids in Massachusetts. They've already begun. They were just in the
Dude.
North Shore.
A border patrol officer got Where was that? Was that in like oh no?
I didn't see. What is this?
Like some German nationals tapped up and killed, like got into like a shootout with like a border patrol officer. Very strange story. Yeah, they were like, like okay, what's going on there? Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, okay, so I work with a bunch of people.
But I think that was here in New England. Yeah, let me double check.
Good. You find the info. But no, I'm just saying. Okay, so it's the thing that's driving me crazy right now, specifically this week, is Massachusetts has always claimed to be a sanctuary state, right? Which is a state that will not actively work with ICE to deport illegal immigrants. And I mean, to varying degrees of efficacy, but I think that even just as a sentiment, that is one that I agree with. And, you know, I work in an industry, the restaurant industry, that is filled with folks who come here from other places for a variety of reasons, largely Central American, but also South America and sometimes the Caribbean and other parts of the world. And they come here to work very hard, generally, and to not make amazing money, but to make money that to them is great. And they're always sending it home. They're always supporting multiple other people. And they're always putting in crazy hours that I've never, ever seen an American willing to work. Yeah. Right? People talk about it. People that get on Instagram and have this like fucking rise and grind influencer bullshit mindset. Yeah. The real rise and grind mindset is that of like a 5'3" Honduran man who is working 3 jobs almost 24 hours a day. Yeah. And sending half of what he makes back home so that he has to live in a fucking house with 8 other dudes here. Yeah. Doesn't have a car, rides his bike to work in the fucking winter. And he does that shit with a smile on his face. That's rise and grind. That's some shit that I've never known a fucking gringo
And
have.
nobody should have to live like
that.
No
one should have to live like that. I'm not defending that as a lifestyle. It shouldn't be that way. That is a product of, you know, capitalism and the American society that we inhabit. However, what do these people think they're going to do by kicking those people out of this country?
Yeah.
The only actual hardworking American dream believers in this fucking godforsaken wasteland are being told that they're not wanted. And so is Marco Rubio's kid gonna fucking scrub the fucking dishes in the back of a restaurant? Absolutely not. And I'm not defending that way of life, but it is what it is right now, and they're shooting themselves in the foot. These so-called capitalists are pulling the rug out.
Nobody actually wants to do that. I mean, Vivek got kicked out of the Trump administration for his great Christmas crash out tweet, where he basically said that he was like, "No, we need to like be able to break in immigrants because Americans are fat, dumb, and lazy." Yeah,
we have to be able to. So anyway, it's but on the other side of things, there's the humanitarian side of it, right? Like, fuck the economy. Look, it used to be that the number one reason that migrant workers, whether they were agricultural workers or people looking to pick up construction jobs or roofing jobs or restaurant jobs or any number of the domestic housework jobs, any number of the jobs that, you know, tend to attract people from specifically in the States, Central and South America, right? The main reason was purely an economic one, right? It was, times are tough economically where I come from. I'm going to come to the United States for economic opportunities and either try to stay here and make it or make enough money that I can go home and provide something for my family. Mm-hmm. But that has shifted so radically in the last, you know, decade and a half, 20 years, where it is now more than ever such a legitimate humanitarian crisis. And the reasons are still economic, but also like, if you're coming from any number of these South or Central American countries like Honduras, El Salvador, these places are unlivable, right? The level of chaos and violence in these countries, which is intermittent,
and also they're like the states most susceptible to climate change.
Oh, 100%.
These are like climate refugees. These are refugees of
insane
American intervention in their own countries.
Yes, American intervention is the start of it. Like the constant pulling the rug out from under any like fledgling government in Central America that attempts to make any
murdering
difference.
Anybody that tries to unionize.
So what you end up with is these incredibly weak provisional governments that like haven't existed for that long. They don't have the fucking stuff to police their own countries, and you end up with the rise of like the Maras, right? Like the most famous one here is MS-13, which got used in a lot of racist propaganda, but also is like a horrific organization that does nothing but bring misery to the lives of countless fucking people, both in the United States and abroad. And these people are fleeing like essentially war zones except there's no international conflict there. It's all like started by economic despair. And
Yeah, I mean, it's like you have obviously drug cartels, which are an extension of American intelligence as well.
Not
that
always, but there's an argument to be made that almost all of the major ones at some point or currently have been
started or like
or
currently-
there's somebody in there who's there's
I mean,
there's
like
always a connection.
Los Zetas was started by guys
cops.
who were trained at fucking Fort Bragg.
They were like special. They were like special.
They were like
forces,
American
SWAT team
trained
dudes.
special operatives that went there.
Dude, Los Zetas are fucked. I've
Yeah.
been doing a lot of reading about Maras and cartels and stuff lately, and it is crazy. But so anyway, my point is, this state is supposed to be a fucking sanctuary state, and it seems like, and maybe there's some behind. I guess the state is currently attempting to sue the federal government. Great, but like in the meantime, they are legitimately sending ICE agents into the fucking state of Massachusetts, a sanctuary state. They're doing it in all the big sanctuary cities: Boston, Chicago, New York, and they're trying to round people up.
Yep.
And so it's like people are scared, and you have to. So I will say this: if you are somebody in one of those areas or any part of the United States, and you have friends who are illegal immigrants, I don't like that terminology. If you have friends who are economic refugees, climate refugees, refugees from political violence, from gang violence, whatever their reason for being in this country is, it's not because they fucking hate the beautiful tropical paradises they come from.
Yeah, I'm sure most people would probably prefer their homes be living.
All things equal, I'd rather live in Honduras, right?
Yeah.
So nobody's leaving there because it's not fucking naturally beautiful and wonderful. It's because it's been made into a fucking horrible hellscape by forces from without and within, but largely without us. Yeah. Anyway, I don't mean to ramble, but I'm fucking heated about this particular issue right off the bat. And so if you're especially somebody who this is for everybody, but especially if you're somebody who's working with these people day in and day out, you should fucking care about this. Because you see it every single day. These are hardworking, good people. They're funny. They fucking have families. They have kids. Sometimes they have kids here. Sometimes they don't.
Humans.
They're human beings. Yeah. They're fucking human beings. And they're not here. Getting here is hard, and it's really expensive. You know? Like, people don't do that trip on a whim.
Sometimes they gotta get smuggled in by human traffickers.
They every time the people that lead them in, always get lumped in as traffickers because they are objectively and technically moving people from one place to another. They're a complex group of people. It's fascinating, and either way, it's anybody that you know that's here that says they came from El Salvador, they came from Honduras, whatever. That's a 2-second sentence. I came here from Honduras, right? The reality is it's months, and it's brutal, and it's hard, and it's expensive. Nobody does shit like that if they don't really need it. So to look at these people and say, get the fuck out, we don't want you here, fuck you, fuck that. It is, they are the only people that are keeping this notion of an American dream alive in this country. And not for nothing, but I got in an Uber last night with a man named Ernesto who was watching the news on the phone and watching his GPS while he was driving. Okay? I don't want to kick that man out of this fucking country. That's swag
I want to give him the biggest tip I can.
That is swag on unprecedented levels.
Dude, yeah.
The white man fears this. Yeah. We couldn't conceive of replicating.
Yeah, I was in a Lyft last weekend, and the guy had his phone hooked up, but then in his center console he had a fucking some kind of tablet just playing the music, but it was music videos in the car, and he's just watching it the whole time while he's driving.
100%.
Drove fine, yeah.
All I'm saying is if my driver's name was fucking Bill, he couldn't have handled that shit. We would have ended up in a ditch.
Old Bill can't drive.
Ernesto had that shit on fucking lockdown.
Yeah.
Because he's got the brain of a fucking fighter and the will to succeed at all costs. Yeah. And he probably doesn't have a lot of downtime.
Driving on dirt mountain roads that are 1 lane wide with absolutely no railing.
He doesn't have a lot of downtime, so when is he going to watch TV? He's got to do it when he's driving.
So the story though, the border, this was in Vermont. It was a German national was in his car, apparently on an expired visa with some American, and they fucking tapped up the border. They got into a shootout and killed one border patrol agent.
Well,
we don't
have any thoughts or feelings on that sort of action.
All I'll say is we don't condone violence on this podcast.
We don't.
But
what? No, there's no but. We don't condone violence on this podcast. We just don't.
Yeah.
We would never say like that's sick.
But maybe listen to the tone in our voices.
We would never. I would never say something like "Hell yeah, that's sick."
Yeah.
Like,
You should totally not say that
No.
it's fucking cool as
That's
fuck.
callous. That's callous. And if there's
Yeah.
one thing that we've learned, it's that the dignity of human life is worth is
paramount.
the one thing that's worth policing your language for. Especially if that person's like a fucking healthcare CEO or like a brave and intrepid border patrol agent who's been airdropped into fucking Vermont. Like, there's not enough space in Vermont for one freaky German with a gun.
To keep out the Canadian, to keep out the Quebecois.
Yeah, dude. Somebody's got to stand guard at the border. The fucking Night's Watch. Somebody's got to keep those fucking Canucks out of here.
Yeah, being
dude.
a border patrol agent in Vermont is so cool. It's because it's like, dude, the Quebecois don't even want to be part of Canada. Never mind the United States.
No, dude. They want to be like little second France. I say let them.
Yeah.
I'd move up there.
Although so personally, I support Quebec being independent. However, I am kind of as a Paradox player and in general a person that likes neatness. I am ideologically opposed to exclaves. So I then would tell you that I also think that the
Newfoundland and Labrador and whatever.
Yeah, the maritime and all of the Atlantic provinces in Canada would then also need to be their own country.
Do you think that Italy should reclaim San Marino?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Those little bastards have had it too good for too long, huh?
Yeah. You are, if you're surrounded entirely by another country, no, you're.
What about
not. You're
Lesotho?
part of that.
Lesotho's got a Lagogo. That's what Evan says. Sorry, guys. I'm all for tribal sovereignty, but not if it looks like that on a map.
No.
And then what's another one? Vatican City for sure needs to just get absorbed
I
back into the glorious
support
Italian
Russia
Republic.
with I do support Russia with their little exclave. I can't think of the name of it right
Oh, like
right on the
Chechnya and
No. The place on like the Baltic. That
oh,
was Poland.
Sevastopol or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the city, but Crimea.
No, not on the border with Poland. Hold on.
Oh, you're talking on the Baltic. You said that.
Yeah.
I was thinking Black Sea. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Kaliningrad. That's what it is. Kaliningrad.
Is it still called Kaliningrad?
It is still, which is crazy.
Because the grad names kind of fell out.
No.
They fell out of style after the fall of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, but nope. Kaliningrad
Sovyun.
still goes by Kaliningrad.
I'll tell you what, brother. We got to figure out an exit strategy. Evan and I have been talking about taking a trip to the glorious People's Republic. I think we should do it. Do you guys think we should do it? If we do it, we'll do episodes about it.
Okay, well, that's down the line. That'd be expensive, but
No, let's do it. Let's do it fucking this month, dude. Mortgage your fucking house. Sell your car.
But I first of all, I would love if I had a mortgage.
Yeah, that'd be sick, dude. Mortgages are so.
Nope,
much better
I just
than
hand
rent.
I just hand my money to my landlord. And I'm still paying down my car and that will be for a few more years. So
Yeah, me too. That was a bad deal. Talk about getting hosed on a fucking car.
Yeah, you definitely.
Oh, I got my shit.
Taken from dude. You got your shit.
But the thing is, I knew I was stuck.
Yeah.
I was stuck, and they knew they had me. If I was a stronger man, I would have told work I can't come in for a few days. I got to haggle and buy a car. But I wasn't strong. My economic situation forced me.
Oh, they knew they had you.
They knew they had me.
We're going to fuck this. We're going to fuck
poor
this
boy
silly.
They did. They got me.
Yep. Yeah.
They got me. I mean, my car's fine, but it's like it wasn't worth what I'm paying for it. Fucking. Ugh. But it's fine. I like my car. No issues. Well, there's been.
I unfortunately had to buy a car in the year 2023, and let me just say I have good credit. The interest rate is not good. I might honestly try to refinance.
Yeah, do it.
Because interest rates are down now. So
do it. Why wouldn't you? They say you should do that every year.
Yeah.
That and you should do that, and you should switch your car insurance every year.
Which
I've never done. I need to switch my car.
I did switch my car insurance when I moved to Providence, and I'm paying at this. It's gone down over time, but I'm literally paying half of what I paid per month when I lived in New Bedford.
So the thing is, I'm a pretty safe driver, like across the board. The problem is, there's one little very expensive blip there in 2018 that is no longer. It's gone now, but that just went away, and it's I'll tell you, I've never even pulled over for speeding, but that blip, that's an expensive blip.
The only mark that I have on mine, which was a very expensive blip, was my car was needed to get inspected, and the inspection had passed, and I've always been the type, in Massachusetts you have to get your car inspected every year. I was always the kind of guy that got inspected once every couple of years.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I had never had a problem with that before. I've never gotten a speeding ticket, but I did get pulled over, and the guy, and I was speeding. He didn't give me a speeding ticket, but he gave me the much more dastardly, which stays on your record longer, moving violation.
Yeah.
Which apparently stays on your record for 5 years.
You bet
And
it does.
in total would have cost me, once I'm done, about like $4,000.
You love to hear it,
And
folks.
raised rates. But anyway, one thing I did want to say that Trump has done that's been very funny is before he even came into office, he did like a meme coin rug pull.
Yeah.
He did a fucking
And you know what, dude?
Hawk
It's valuable right now. And people,
no. So when it peaked at I have it up here. So he released the Trump coin.
yeah. And Melania released.
What was that on like Saturday night or something like that? He
Yeah.
did that, and then Melania did one I think on Sunday. But so the Trump coin peaked to $75 per token, but it's now like below 40. And at one point, it the share of coins was like owned by way over 90%. The over 90% of coins were owned by like the same wallet.
Yeah.
So it was just a rug pull. It's literally the thing that ended
Hawk
Tua's career.
Yeah.
Trump did, and then Melania did her own coin as well. And yeah, they just rug pulled their fucking oinking hog fans. I saw some dude.
But
on
I think
Twitter,
it's gonna go okay.
I saw some dude on Twitter lost $4 million.
Good.
Why?
I love watching.
Dude, the
fucking
amount
losers.
of money these people lose on crypto is
Yeah.
fucking insane. Dude, I mean, just do something else with the money, man. Buy some
I know.
land.
And the thing is, there are, and whatever. I don't want to get too into it. There are at this point there are certain cryptocurrencies that are relatively stable and
Stable coins.
stable coins and are. I don't know how a lot of that stuff works. I have people in my family that work with that and whatever, and they're appalled with all these fucking celebrity meme coins because it's it's
They're
abusing
rug
what it's like this one thing exists and it's become this sort of monolith, and there are certain spin-offs that are sort of stable, things like Ethereum and whatever, but Bitcoin being the big one has become has become a legitimate currency. And
I mean,
not a
it's
currency
still,
in the sense that it's like a day-to-day
it's
use.
still an unregulated security.
It's an
Most people
unregulated
use it. Most people use these just for speculation.
Right.
They don't really use it.
But for better or worse, that's here to stay. But then the
Yeah.
people that hop in and they pull the rug out from under that in a way that is
It's
very clearly unscrupulous.
Yeah, they call it the trenches. That's the lingo that they use, that you're in the trenches. So the whole thing is really it has become a fucking entire community on just pump and dumping.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So the sands shift so quickly with a lot of these coins that come
and
out
when you play that game,
you
know
got to
there's,
be ready to sell 5 minutes after you buy.
right? And you
know
know
what
that
I
there's
mean?
a chance that you're too late and you're gonna get fucking
exactly.
got.
And
we're talking hours. If you're hours,
Yeah,
or a
literally,
day too late,
if you're there on launch, you hope you're gonna be lucky if you still have your money, and if you're still holding an hour later, it's bro, sell now, bro. This shit is not long term. None of this shit is long term, and there are people who still
they try to
fall
ride
for
the
it.
wave as long as they can and then get out.
They see
before,
it keep going up, and then the thing is, since they're rug pulls and they're all owned mainly it's one person who owns the vast majority of them. Once they sell, they're selling all theirs, which means that that's when the fucking rug pull happens. It's all of a sudden you're at their the Trump coin worth $75 a coin, and you're up maybe you put in $1 million, you're up a few million. It's dude, once
Sell
you're
it.
at that peak, it can be 3 minutes and they can be worthless in 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yep. Because
So
people see
it's
that
just
dip and they're that's it, and they all fucking unload. And
yeah.
anyway, on that note, I think now's as good a time as any to say, speaking of speculations, and this is an investment that we think is worth your time.
A long-term investment.
A long-term investment.
This is not speculative.
Yeah, it's not speculative at all because the product is here. It's us.
Yeah.
It's you.
You
and
have
me.
a product, and it's here to stay. We've
It's here
got
to
staying
stay.
power. We've been here for 4 years.
We have, and I bet a lot of you thought that we wouldn't make it this long. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, we did, and I am glad that we did. And it's been.
If you're glad, you can.
You can check us out on patreon.com, www.patreon.com/leftunread. Most of our things are left unread pod, but not on Patreon. We're just left unread. Check us out there. There's multiple tiers that you can join. We would love if you were able to give us a small monthly installment of donation to. But that sound a little funny. Donate small monthly installments to us. Give us some
Become
of the
our
money.
patron.
Become our patron. Help us help you by providing you with great shit that makes you laugh and think and smile. The people that do, it goes a really long way for us. It's how we buy books.
Bust.
It's how we. What'd you say?
I said, and bust. We make you bust.
Yeah, well, sometimes probably, yeah. It's probably happened more than never.
Yeah.
At this point, there's so many
statistically
episodes.
speaking, there's been somebody who
even if it wasn't to our show,
blasted ropes.
somebody's
while one of us
busted
were talking.
while we were on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so there's that, and that's sick. Do that, please.
Yeah.
If you're not able to do that, though, which we understand, there are other ways that you can help us out. Evan usually does this part. I'm kind of stumbling through it, but I'm going to try. I want to do my best. There are other ways you can help us out. Word of mouth being the biggest one. You can tell your friends, tell your coworkers, anybody that might be interested in history or just nerds talking about politics and nerd shit and sometimes video games and movies and leftism and whatever. That goes such a long way for us. It also, you can rate and review us on your podcast app of choice. That always helps boost us in the algorithm. And again, we've been around for a long time and we're not like the most massive show, right? So that stuff still makes a huge difference for us. Every 5-star review goes a long way. And we see that and we appreciate that. So yeah, links to get in touch with us, to follow us, to donate to us on Patreon if you are with extra and able. That is all available in our show notes every week. We will say if you decide to do the Patreon thing and you use an Apple product, as so many of us do, please do not use the Patreon app on your iPhone or iPad or iMac because Apple will take a 30% cut on top of what you donate. It will be tacked on. And we pass that savings or lack thereof on to you because we don't make enough to eat that. Yeah. So just go to the URL, follow it on your browser, patreon.com.
www.patreon.com/leftunread.
Nailed
it. I didn't say www.com this time.
www.patreon.com.leftunread.
/Patreon/.com.
And
with that, I will leave you on these wise words.
Δώστε δωρεάν πέτρες στα νεφρά. Ακολούθησε την σελίδα Φιλιππίδης Φίλς για 10 χρόνια καλής τύχης. Ακολουθήστε την σελίδα Φιλιππίδης Αισθήσεις και κερδίστε δωρεάν πέτρες στα νεφρά.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.